Howdy folks, welcome to another Empyrion update. This one is for Alpha 9. Yes, it just hit the experimental branch, which is really cool. And so they've got quite a few new features that they're putting in here, and we're just going to look at the big things that are going on. And one of them is the weapons here. And is that? No, that's a bird. Okay, it's not a drone. All right, one of them is the weapons. The weapon aiming is now like this. And so for the stuff without scopes, you're actually like aiming down the iron sights, or you got like the red dot type interface. And so the other thing they added with that is recoil. So if you watch here, we're aimed right at that rock. And yeah, each shot brings some recoil with it. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting using the minigun, I'll tell you that much. So and yeah, all the stuff that has automatic fire does that. So it's going to be interesting using those. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. The scopes, as you see, it still jumps. It's just that, you know, you're going to still be able to use the scope with the ones that have scopes. But anyway, one of the other things they did was we'll show you here, the inventory, and they're switching that around. They're setting it up. They're not there completely yet, but they're setting it up so that the inventory now has mass and volume, and so you have a volume and mass limit on your inventory and the inventories of boxes and stuff like that. And so what you can do is you can, when you use the constructor now no longer has its own inventory, and so what you do is you set up, you can tell it to take from this box or this box, so as you see here, and you can tell it to output to a different box. And so if you craft something now, not sure why the locks are on there, but yeah, if you craft something, you can now have it, see, it will go into the output here. And so yeah, that's a new thing, which is pretty cool. And one of the other things they've added, if you check out here, what is it, which key is it? It is F4, F5, something like that. I think it's F4. But in the factions, we now have alien factions, and you have standing with them, and so your reputation can go up and down by either killing members of their faction or enemy factions, by taking stuff out of their inventories, and, you know, basically by raiding their and looting their supplies and that kind of thing. And I'm not sure if these drones are ever going to show up or what, if the drones from the drone attack. But let's check out the map here. So this is one of the things up here. This will tell you now that you can do when you can use the containers and stuff on the structure. And I believe they're adding in a device that that's going to allow you to do that. The Wi-Fi. There's the drone. There we go. Okay. So, oops. I have not used this yet. We'll see how this actually works. See how well this actually works. And it's pretty rough, isn't it? He's not shooting at me, the lucky part. But yeah, it's so there you go. As you saw there, right over there, you get some reputation points with their enemies and that kind of thing. And so let's see what he has on him. Okay. And yeah, so one of the other things that they added was the map. On the map, you can now see who has which territory. So here we go. These are the Xerax. These are the Talon. These are the Polaris. So Polaris is now one of the factions, which Polaris is like a corporate, I believe, a corporate type faction. And so yeah, you have different territories. They claim territories and stuff. And so yeah, this is they're really coming along with the lore and all that stuff part of the game, which is really cool. And so we've got the map there, and there is one other thing, which is the leveled NPCs. So now they've actually gone and put in like different levels for them and stuff, so that basically as you advance, the enemies are supposed to get tougher. I've not tested this out yet, and so it's gonna be fun to see how that works. I'm probably gonna end up starting a new game soon for season 12 in Alpha 9, and so we'll check all that stuff out. We're going to check out all the new mechanics. But those are the major points, and I just wanted to cover those while it's still fresh. And yeah, so it's available on the experimental branch. I will show you how to do that in a second at the end of this video, if you want to enter the experimental branch and try out Alpha 9. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Later. Oh, and don't forget to go vote for Empyrion on the IndieDB Game of the Year competition. There's only 4 days left, so go vote for Empyrion. I'll put a link in the description. Okay, in Steam, in your library, you want to go to Empyrion, and you want to right-click on it and hit Properties, and you're going to go all the way over to the Betas tab, and on here, on this drop-down, it shows the various branches that you can choose. And so there you go, Experimental Test Branch. And that's what you want to select, and then that will download the experimental version for you.